indicates that there must be somewhere a bad mother. We will not spend any time at all talking about a bad mother today. We want to accentuate the positive. We want to recognize the sacrifices and the strengths of the women who have helped to raise us, to bring us to where we are. Amen. The text today, in times past when we have heard it preached, it is preached from a negative connotation. That somehow the mother of Jesus was playing into this power-hungry society in which we live, and trying to secure premium seats for her sons. And that basically her desire was an outgrowth of a society that upholds prestige, power, and prominence, and so on and so forth. But today we want to give Ms. Zebedee a break. Because I think that there are many things that we can say of her to her credit. And in her example, we shall also see how women today, ladies today, can also be a good mother. The text is real simple. We won't try to complicate it or belabor it with the time. We'll give you the points, share a few thoughts on them, and move it out of your way so you can get to the juniors or wherever you're trying to go. Alex, I'm going to beg you, man, just to give me some more treble, and when you get it there, just leave it. Here's point number one. A good mother, number one, seeks the Lord. Seeks the Lord. In verse 20, it says, then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children. It could have just said Zebedee's wife, with her sons. Let's not run by those first three words, or particularly the first four words. Then came to him. How refreshing it is to see a mother, out of all of the things that she could seek, but she has made her priority to seek the Lord. And that's what a good mother does. A good mother does not get distracted by all of the cares, the things of life. She seeks the Lord. And we must give Miss Zebedee some credit. Because I guarantee you that the women of the day, being the movement of Christianity was not yet in full effect, that there are a lot of women who weren't thinking about Jesus, who weren't thinking about the church, weren't thinking about worshiping God, weren't thinking about living a life for God. And so she is to be recommended. And any mother today who, in the midst of this rat race society, all of this hustle and bustle and so many things that can distract you and try with an attempt to sideline you from what really matters in life, you deserve some credit and even some praise, and a level of applause, because you seek the Lord. That's what a good mother does. She came to him. I know you can see the priority in her seek. See, when you make the Lord your priority, that your focus is him, that means that a whole lot of stuff you are moving out of the way. Amen. You are clearing the path when you're seeking him. When you're seeking him, you stop looking for sugar daddy and sugar grandpappy and Mr. Benefiter and Mr. Sponsor. Talk to me if you can. When you focus upon him, she seeks the Lord. And here's number two. Not only does a good mother seek the Lord, but she also submits to the Lord. When she comes to him, at the end of verse 20, it says, she was worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. She was worshiping him. Do I have to tell us that some women worship the wrong? Y'all gonna make me have to spell it out. They worship a him, but the H ain't capital. She submits to the Lord. So look at the growth and the progression in the text. She seeks the Lord, and while seeking, she submits to the Lord. She knows the worth of Christ, and because she understands the worth of Christ, what comes from that is she worships Christ. Do you follow me? Yeah. This word worship not only indicates a quality that's within her, but it also indicates a posture that she had. When she came up to him, instead of being in his face and in aggravation or in irritation, she bowed in adoration. And she worships him. I need to say something to us about this, because listen to me, she is now worshiping the man that came and took her two sons from her. She could have had an attitude. She could have been upset. She could have been an angry black woman. She could have let her attitude reside in her neck. Gave two snaps and y'all come on now. She could have went there. How dare you take from me my sons? But by virtue of the fact that she worshiped him means that she understood who he was. Because we praise the Lord. Why? Because of what he has done. But we worship him. Why? Because of who he is. And so she knew who Christ was. And instead of being frustrated with him and aggravated with him, she chose to submit to him and worship him. And I think that is worthy of mention from the text. She worships him. And here is something else. She does not worship him in obscurity. She worships Christ, look at the verse, in the presence of her sons. Something to be said of that. A lot of these kids today, I'm temptations to talk about a bad mother, but we're going to talk about a good mother. But a lot of these mamas do stuff in the presence of their kids. Talk to me if you can. 2 or 3, 4, 5 men different out of the house. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. All these conversations and things that these kids hear. See, it used to be where the child couldn't be in the vicinity of the adult when conversations were had. They would tell you to go outside and play or go to your room. Grown folks are talking. But now we got parents who want to somehow speak to the adult in the earshot of their child for some kind of kudos or something. Some kind of kudos that they want to appear smart or intelligent or something. And it's really silly. And you wonder why little June and y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Why they go to school and act a fool. What they have learned by listening to your conversation. Watching how you deal with stuff. Watching how you handle stuff. And then on top of that, you know he bad, you know she bad. And the teacher call and tell you that she's cutting up and he's cutting up. And then you go to school